She's not me. I'm a man and she's a woman. And we live by different rules on this planet Earth.
Bro, that's true.
And if you say that we don't, then when you go home and you got a daughter and a son, tell them to go by the same rules. I guarantee you don't tell your daughter she live by the same rules. You want to know why?
Well, I actually have two boys, so I don't worry about that.
You would never tell your boys that they can do the same things that
I'm not,
exactly.
For you
why
to
not?
think that it's okay.
But you just said
the
we live by
stuff
the
that's
same
coming
rules.
out your mouth is crazy to me. That's all I'm saying.
It's only crazy to you because of the world that you live in.
And I do agree with her. Where you saying you're possessive, like. I want to see the type of woman that you have dated. Like, I'm sorry.
The type of women that I date.
I don't feel like you have dated a dominant woman, because me personally, the way
dominant woman, I would have been got rid of a dominant woman thinking she gonna tell me what to do.
It's actually ridiculous. Yo, look at the look on this brother's face. I like this guy. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that these women still wear domination like a badge of honor, as if it is a good thing to live their life by. Shout out to Margaret Sanger. You've done a wonder on our community. Oh shit, this shit goes deep, baby. But this right here is a man that is standing on business. This type of response to the bullshit is what men actually need to see. Not that feminine weak shit of allowing them to control how you should feel about something. Absolutely not. They will laugh and cackle at a young man that is standing up on business, meanwhile never realizing that it is impossible to request a man to be a leader while you're also a strong, independent, dominant woman. It's impossible.
I'm dealing with women that's manipulative. Like women nowadays, they only want to be submissive when it fits them. They'll be submissive when we going on trips and when I'm paying the rent. And whenever they car break down,
but they're not naturally
submissive. Whenever everything else is going good. When I tell you don't go to the club, it's a problem. You submissive whenever you want to be. Whenever I tell you to do something you don't want to do, now you're no longer submissive. That's not going for me. It's not going for me.
I can't lie to you. He got some truth in there.
That's true. That's true.
I'm gonna keep it a buck because. But what I noticed, I'm noticing that more so in the generation that came before me, the 30 and down. The ones that's around my age and up, they a little better. But you know, them young ones, they've been having the little issues, you know. They do all of it, and then no offense, baby, but it's too much of the snapbacks of the hands and all that extra. But like you said, when you're doing for them, everything good.
Too much talking back.
I might be rich on this a little bit.
They're not letting us lead.
Yeah,
we need to be able to lead, but how can I lead a woman who every time I say something, she got something to say back?
Do you believe that in order to become somewhat successful, you must rely on the exploitation of others?
No.
So how does your company start up then? If you're not exploiting anyone else or you're not hiring anyone else, you can explain it to the rest of us.
Yeah, so we sell products, right? There's nothing really unethical happening there, except that we're just providing a solution to a problem and asking for a check.
Okay, and the products would include your course?
Well, that's one of the things that we do, but let's say, for example, like a hair care brand. We have a hair care brand where we sell hair care products online.
So, you know, especially with perfumes and hair care, that most of the ingredients come from impoverished places in different countries.
Okay, so for you to sit here and say that my business is unethical, I think it's very stupid, because if we were to put both of ourselves back to back, I think I've lapped you in the ethical speed run. I've fed millions of kids around the world. I've built my business. I've taken people out of horrible situations by giving them food, by giving them shelter, by helping them out. I've flown people to different places so they can be with their family. I've provided for many, many people. And I think the argument that because I exploit people to make money is dull, especially coming from someone who hasn't, at least in my knowledge, done any charity.
I need you to listen to, in one word, can you tell me what makes you a woman?
I'm a queen. I'm not a woman, I'm a queen.
First of all, that's the wrong answer. I need y'all women to listen up. When I asked you in one word, could you describe what makes you a woman? And you said you're a queen. That's a title. Secondly, at 58, you should know. Thirdly, you came out here and you just desecrated some of my guys for no reason. Just because
you
talked about the man lip.
I'm not going to argue with you.
I know. It's clearly obvious to everybody in here you're a very disrespectful woman.
Okay, I said next.
At 58 years of age, you should have it right. So I'm gonna give you the answer though, so you can go home with it.
Ooh.
In one word, what makes you a woman, and every woman in here, it's your mind. It's the way you think. Queen is the title.
Okay, so do I have my turn?
I messaged a guy that I did not talk to for like 8 years, literally like hooked up with him like 8 years ago. And I randomly thought about him, like, you know, like when you're single at like 28, you start thinking about, oh, maybe from the past, like this is a good guy. Yeah, no, this is what went down. First I messaged him, hey stranger. He said, sorry, who's this? I said, Leah Bars. And then when I said, well, I said Leah, haha. And then I said Bars. And then when I sent Bars, it didn't say delivered. So I was like, did he block me? So then I did this. I went to his Venmo and I sent him $1 and I said, did you block me? And then he unblocked me and said, what's up? This is random. And I said, well, why did you block me? He said, why are you texting me? I said, whoa, I don't know, to catch up. He's like, it's been 8 years. I said, damn, I didn't know people couldn't talk again. I said, well, why did you block me? He said, why are you texting me? I said, whoa, I don't know, to catch up. He's like, it's been 8 years. I said, damn, I didn't know people couldn't talk again. My bad. He was like, I have a wife and kids now. Plot twist, my bad. He said, think you're a weirdo. I said, right back at ya. And then the conversation just ended, and honestly woke up mortified. Simply mortified. So please stitch this with any other stories that you have that are similar or worse than this, so it makes me feel better about it.
I'm getting kicked out of my apartment because Secret Admirer put a fraudulent charge on the rent. So I talked to him about resolutions. I said, I'll give you back every gift you have given me. I'm talking to the owner about reversing the payment for the rent that you've been paying my rent for. But no, he says that he wants to proceed with Dallas PD.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
He wants to proceed with Dallas PD, and he just wants to make my life like hell. This is why I don't like talking to men, or this is why I don't like being in a relationship. It's just...
Dating in New York is really, really bad right now. Like, look, I look sexy as fuck, sexy AF, and not a single soul has looked in my way, in my direction, my directional pattern way. Body check. And like, if I knew no one was gonna stare at me or like give me at least a compliment, like, I would have just worked out at home. Like, there's no need for me to be in a sports bra and nobody's asking me out on a date or like to leave my house with me. Like,
women like this make no sense. First, women told us that we were more violent and dangerous than bears, that catcalls were the same thing as violent crimes, and how we should, never talk to them. And now they're complaining that men don't catcall them when they're begging for attention. I mean, it's just gotten so ridiculous.
I can't. Also, like, yeah, I'm not an emirata type bitch, like a feminist type bitch. Like, there's a reason I'm wearing a tiny sports bra. There's always a reason. Like, look at me, please. Someone look at me. Smile at me. Something. Someone make me feel alive. I'm walking more uptown, so I put my sweatshirt back on because, like, the window of opportunity is closed. Stop.
It's on me. It was you thought you were that important that I just wanted to record you. No, you're sweet though. Like, I'm a comedian myself. I wasn't trying to get fame off of you, man. It's okay. She thought I was. See, she really did. It's on me all the time. It's okay. You're still cool.
How come men say they want a woman with their together, but then when they get that, they get intimidated and leave for a lesser value woman?
Have you ever met a rich, lame?
Yes.
Many of them.
Several.
Right. So
I know where he's going.
So having money doesn't disqualify a man from being lame, right?
Right.
No.
Okay, right. Having success doesn't disqualify a woman from being a terrible partner.
That's also true.
Mm-hmm.
A non-listener, someone that makes it hard that doesn't know how to be present in a relationship. When you say lesser, right, you may be, to your point, describing somebody that doesn't make as much money as you. But maybe in that relationship, he feels heard, seen, valued. Hey. And what I'm saying is, with you have to ask yourself, if you are choosing men that you look up to, men that you feel like in their own right are pillars of the community, that have a great voice and discernment, and if you keep finding that these men are saying to you, hey, there's some things that maybe you can correct over here, and you keep excusing that, then now you're not making those improvements. Now, I'm not saying that that's you, but there's many women in here that are scapegoating the fact that they keep running away from men to your success, when it really might be your character. And maybe that's where you need to look.
Now, guys, hey, we got another follow-up clip here that's a doozy, that's also a response, but shout out to Ace Metaphor in tonight's conversation. That is a great question, and he's absolutely right. Just because you have a career doesn't make you a good person. Just because you got a fat ass doesn't make you a good person. Just because you're pretty, it doesn't make you a good person. And I've been saying this for a long time, guys, a long time. But people tend to think just because women have these things, and we're talking about women, they make good mates, they make good choices, they're good people. And that couldn't be further from the truth, guys. Just because you're educated. Kevin talked about this a lot. It doesn't make you fun, fit, cooperative, submissive, any of that. Not a good time. Women always wanted lesser. What do they consider lesser? Is lesser in character? Nah, it's not lesser in character. Men go where they can find peace and enjoy the company of a woman. Just because you have this going on, nah. It only works when women are looking up as far as valuing a man and not looking down on a man. So that's why this is Atlanta, a lot of women are alone, man. But let's get on to the next clip, guys. Let's go.
We hear women come up and talk about how successful they are and how intimidated men are, and they never say a word about their character. And I just can't help but think about how turned off women get when men lead with money and lead with accomplishment and end up having nothing but unavailability and coldness and lack of emotional development, because that unfortunately is what it takes to succeed in certain career fields. You can look it up. And for some reason, women think that the success that they've amassed has somehow happened without them becoming devoid of a lot of the personality and relationships that men are devoid of. And they flex their accomplishments and money the same way men do. And somehow, we make it different every time. Every time. No disrespect to you, but you didn't say about being a good woman. Nothing.
Why
you didn't say no. Fuck all that, bro. Didn't say nothing about.
I can tell you what.
This is about a larger point. This is not about her as an individual. We don't hear I'm successful, I got my degree, and I've been in therapy the last 3 years working out my issues. I just bought a house, and I also identified my childhood trauma and it took inventory over my baggage, and I got it out the way. Oh, also I'm loyal. My time management is on point. I do what I say I'm gonna do. I'm considerate. We never hear any of it. What I hear is when say that y'all act like, when men say that y'all have turned into alphas, what we're talking about is the worst parts of manhood. Y'all have taken it on. Now, the problem with men is that we won't admit that those are the worst parts of us too. But shorty, y'all have taken the worst parts of what it means to be successful, and y'all wear that like a badge. Look at what it's done to us. If you need an example of what it looks like to only live in your accomplishments, look at the black men around you. You in a city full of them. Look at how devoid they are. Look at what it took them to get to where they are. Look at how underdeveloped some of them are emotionally. This is what you want? Is this what we gonna do, to let accomplishments be band-aids for that?
Shout out to that brother there. That was Trip Fontaine. And I have to say, you could see where the women like cutting people off. Whenever a man, they just got to get it in, like, let them talk, let them finish. But some people, when it comes to accomplishments, that's all they lead with a lot of times. And you end up in these lackluster, one-sided relationships, and everybody claims to have emotional intelligence. But a lot of people are devoid of that because they never had to work on it. They never had to be empathetic to certain situations. They just had to be hard-nosed, rubber to the pavement, gone, trained to go, TTG, whatever you want to call it. I ain't got time for no foolishness, this, that, and the third. And I'm not compromising on nothing. And you're thinking that that's what a man wants. No, that's what you think a man wants, because as a woman, that's what you like. You want to be competitive, which is what he was getting at. The whole polarity of these relationships. We're losing it. You're losing it. The people who are the happiest, they understand this. They complement each other. They understand it isn't a battle of the sexes. You go into relationships to give, not to compete with each other. And women, what's funny, they're quick to say a man is intimidated. How is a man intimidated? Like, what are we intimidated by? Dudes are still shooting their shots at women. Dudes are still trying to holler at women that have accomplishments. But if that's all you're talking about all day, and you're bringing work home and how many degrees, come on, man. And then, as they say, the higher you go up as far as the pay, as far as your salary, right? and you're looking for a man to be equal to that, and a black man at that, baby. Because not all black women are six-figure earners, you know what I'm saying? So you looking at the men as opposed to the women. You just have to be realistic about these things. Be the person, as they say, that you would want to be comfortable with. And you don't have to think in terms of think like a man, think like a woman. Good character is good character. Being genuine, honest, selfless, having integrity, being trustworthy, being a listener, being understanding. All these things. It's not gender specific. These are just qualities just in general. Being cooperative. People act like accomplishments speak for itself, money speaks for itself. I mean, it does within certain situations, but it's not necessarily going to get the person that you want. It attracts the people who want those type of vain things.
To discuss the difference in your performance between last year and 2020. You were the top rated employee in 2020, but it doesn't feel like you've been nearly as present or focused since then.
Yeah.
What's changed?
Well, yeah, so 2020 was the second year in a row I didn't get a raise, even though I was the top employee. And when I asked why I couldn't get a raise, you said it was because of my position. No, my pay was a fair market value for my position. And when I asked where my pay falls on the pay grade scale, you said it was below the median. So below the average of what I could make in my position. So at that point, I just decided I'm going to become a fair market value employee and put in a below average amount of effort, because that's what I feel like you pay me to do. You've created an environment where there's no incentive for me to work hard, so I don't.
That guy could be making millions of dollars a year teaching people how to do that.
But you're not cute either, though.
You know I'm cute. Let me get it together.
I'm Sergio Nell. I'm 24 and I'm a medical specialist. First, you're short and I'm a tall girl. I like 6 foot and up.
Okay.
2, I don't do dreads. And then your electrician, I'm thinking about like businessman, doctor, lawyer, because I'm trying to like find a man who could provide for my kids and provide for me. You know what I'm saying? And and you're from Alabama. I heard things about Alabama. I'm from New York. So no, thank you.
Okay. What you hear about Alabama? I feel like Alabama,
I don't think you want to know. Let us know. What have you heard? You could probably marry your sister. It's a little. I've been there. It's a little weird over there. So no, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. She coming for your people.
I know. I can't even let her go like that. No.
Okay, and is she somebody that you would approach? Is she your type? Like anything you like?
I don't think I like her attitude. I don't like the attitude. I think you think you're a little up there. I mean, no.
I think
you gotta come down a little bit.
No,
down.
I think you think I'm up there.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. So why would you assume that?
Well, I just feel like for you to just say that, talk down about Alabama, you don't know. I feel like, no, I definitely think you ought to do more research or whatever.
I did. That's my job, literally, to research. And I researched y'all, and I didn't like it.
Okay. Well, no, I definitely wouldn't talk to you, though. No.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So just the attitude.
Yeah, and she's not that cute either. So.
Not cute either.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you said she's not that.
He thinks I'm cute. He can't admit it. You know I'm cute.
Nah, you're not ugly, but you're not cute either, though.
You know I'm cute. You know I'm cute.
Let me get it together. Okay. All right. So, okay. We'll just leave it at that.
Built every single man up that I've ever been with, baby.
All right.
When they leave me, they're in a much better position than when they got. A woman's value that she adds to a man is something that you cannot even put a price on, baby. It is something that you cannot even look at the amount, because guess what? What we're doing is we're elevating you and we're growing you in a way that you could not even imagine.
The very last man you was with, how long was that relationship?
3.5 years.
When you met him, was he a millionaire?
No.
When you left him, was he a millionaire? No. You ain't made nobody nothing. A lot of these women talk about what they could do for a man and how good they are. Y'all ain't made nobody
nothing. Just because you didn't make someone a millionaire doesn't mean you didn't make them nothing. I know you're smarter than that.
Pause. Let me get it out. You didn't make him nothing. Let me just say this, ladies, before we get to this list. A lot of y'all have an overinflated ego. You're not bringing nothing to the table but problems, attitude, and taint, tarnished, and zesty.
I don't
So
know what
check
a
your
skirt
attitude.
is.
No, check your attitude because y'all are not all that. Now, with that being said, let me finish this list.
Built every single. You built every single.
I can tell you this, if you ask this young lady, is she intelligent, she'll look you dead in your eyes and say yes. If you ask her, does she have manners, she'd say yes. But she's been interrupting and she's been rude and unruly this whole time, which is why I have to address it. Because too often guys will look at her and say, you know, she's attractive. I want to smash, and because they want to smash, they're about to start tap dancing and like being real nice, and because they've never told her the truth, she doesn't even know the truth. Recently, I was in Mallorca in Spain, right? I met this gorgeous Romanian chick, and she says, hey, how old do you think I look? I'm over here with my video editor, you heard me? I got her on, she texted me on IG, she said, how old do you think I look? And I was like, dude, bro, how old do you think Shorty look? He was like, bro, she looked like she at least this age. I was like, yeah, I agree. And he was like, what you gonna say? And I was like, not that! You know, that's the point. You get lied to, then you get smashed and dashed. And at the end, you're wondering why, because you have no sense of reality. And why does the lie work on you? Because you want to be lied to.
Honestly, you're so mature. It's actually embarrassing.
All right, cool. But
Next.
some. I know. Hey, come on, man. I haven't been second choice like 3 times in it, so.
Did you hear what he just said? What? He said, say that again. What did he say? Go on, what? Jess, what did he say?
Go on, say it. Go on.
Come on.
Go on, say it.
I said you're the one that's been second choice like 3 times in it, so. She's first choice now, no problem.
To you, Kieran, generally.
Come on, you wish.
But the thing is, it's tit for tat. People give it and people take it, so it is what it is. You give it, you've got to be able to take it. Sometimes people say things that aren't very nice.
Wait, bro, because I'm not being funny, she's crying.
This one's for you, Brayden. Brayden, if I get a strike, you get the hit. You get the hit. Are you ready?
I don't want to hit. I don't want to. Gutter, please gutter. Please gutter. Free turn. Free turn. Woo.